Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 Fantasy Battle Royale. In the very first army that we have here, we have the LEGO armies, and they are going to be partnering up with the plastic Army Men armies. In Team 2, we have the Lord of the Rings armies of the Knights of Gondor as well as the Orcs, and they are going to be partnering up with the Star Wars armies of the 212th Clone Trooper Legion as well as the Death Troopers. For Team 3, we have the World War II armies of the US as well as the German Wehrmacht over this way, and they are going to be partnering up with the Toadstools as well as the Koopa Troopas from Mario. And the final team that we end up having here is going to be Imperial Guardsmen as well as Kriegsmarines from Warhammer 40k, and they're going to be partnering up with the Halo Spartans. Each army of the four has 400,000 soldiers. There's 100,000 of each different soldier type in each army, and I tried to balance them as best I could. It should be an incredible battle. If you guys do enjoy, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe with notifications on, and comment down below what other fantasy battles you'd like to see. Now let's get right on into this thing. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alrighty then, boys, pressing start right now, and all the different armies should be moving out. I tried to space them evenly, but it does seem like the World War II armies and Mario armies are going to be fighting the Star Wars army over here first. Now, the reason there's 4 armies, but then like 8 different worlds within those armies is the fact that the game only allows you to have 4 teams as of right now. So it was kind of a necessary thing. I'd love to have a complete free-for-all of like 16 different teams all fighting against each other, but at the moment that's just not possible. Either way, here's the assaultmen for the World War II Americans going up against the Death Troopers right here, and it seems like the Death Troopers must have really bad range because they are not firing. That's strange, because Death Troopers are equipped with SMGs. It's not like they have shotguns or anything like that, so that they can fire, right? Yeah, I just fired a little bit with that guy. They should be able to fire. Oh, there, I see a little fire going in. That's just very peculiar. That's going to result in a number of deaths for the Star Wars armies that are somewhat unnecessary right there. All right, now, we should have Gondor and the Orcs over here going up against the LEGO soldiers. This one will be pretty funny to watch, I think. And yes, the LEGO Black Knights are fighting the Knights of Gondor. Yes, I just finished rereading The Fellowship of the Ring, and Tolkien, he does it every time. Every reread is so good, is so nice. I love it so much. Either way, the Gondor's knights seem to be outmaneuvering the LEGO soldiers as they're breaking through in bits and bobs, pushing in, and then trying to cut off the reinforcements and stuff like that. So it seems like either the weight of the Gondor Knights is greater because the LEGO Knights have to trickle in, or the Gondor Knights might just be stronger than them, and that might be a problem. Let's check in over here. We should have Army Men fighting up against the Spartans currently, and yes, we do. Again, the Army Men kind of trickling in from over here against the Spartans, and the Spartans are just teabagging. I don't know why the Spartans just teabag constantly. I guess we really do be playing Halo 3 multiplayer right now, because that seems to be what's happening. What is this? Oh my god. Okay, well, these guys are clearly trolling the Army Men, and they're pretty powerful. They got 1,000 health. Army Men only have 100 health each, so I'm thinking right now the LEGO and Army Men armies are going to be the weakest of all the armies, and that might not be something that they can come back from. Probably the Star Wars armies and the Halo/Warhammer armies are going to be the strongest of the bunch. We'll just have to wait and see. Over this way, we do have Imperial soldiers going up against charging Koopa Troopas. The Koopas! I'm a Koopa, baby! And it's a bloody mess of Koopas right now. Oh, God. Oh, it's just so brutal. Oh, it's just, oh, the Koopa-manity. It's disgusting. At the very least, they're surrounding these guardsmen here, so they might manage to get some more kills and whittle them down a little bit, but at the moment, this is obviously a melee unit versus a ranged unit, and that never goes all too well. They do have some pretty good health, though, and pretty good swings as well, so, you know, that helps a smidge. But yeah, right now, the mass Koopa charge, and it looks like the toadstools are getting involved a little bit, too. It's just resulting in mass chaotic death. It's not good to see. No, sir. But they're World War II allies over here, man. They are actually very surprisingly cleaning up a good bit. Oh my god, we got orcs charging in right now. Orcs of Mordor coming in and trying to get some swings on the German soldiers. I take it that almost all of the death troopers died, which is very shocking to me. Oh no, there's still some alive. I can't believe how bad the death troopers are. They do fire once they get close enough, and they're getting kills, but they have to be extremely close to get kills. It is a dang shame right here. Lord of the Rings and the Star Wars armies have 320,000 soldiers left. They do have 70,000 kills, which is decent. Right now, Team 1, which is the LEGO and Army Men armies, they currently have 10,000 kills, and they have 330,000 soldiers left. Team 3 is doing the worst, which is the Mario. I did try and have Marvel in here, but it turned out Hulk was unkillable, so that doesn't really work. But yeah, the Mario and World War II armies are doing the worst with only 200,000 soldiers left, and they've only killed about 80,000, so that's not going super well for them. And then Team 4, which is the Spartans as well as the Warhammer 40k soldiers, they have 182,000 kills, mainly because they're just fighting charging Koopas and toadstools, and they've only lost they still have 360,000 soldiers, so they've only lost about 40,000 right there. So these guys are just padding their stats, essentially killing these guys really, really easily. It's stat padding, let's be honest. The Mario army is such easy kills that, I mean, I hope they feel proud of themselves. That's all I can say. Meanwhile, over this way, the Army Men armies are in a full-on fight with the Spartans over here. They're continuing to get teabagged relentlessly, truly relentlessly. This is some brutality, the amount of teabagging that's happening over this way. And these Army Men soldiers, I've never actually utilized before, so it's interesting to see them in combat. They don't seem the most powerful, but they are plastic, so I mean, that kind of makes sense. Oh, the LEGO versus Lord of the Rings. I want to see more of this. And it looks like the LEGO Musketeers here are getting charged by the Orcish armies. The armies of Mordor coming in hot and getting some good swings on a lot of those LEGO Musketeers. And then over at this bridge over this way, Knights of Gondor currently getting sniped from the LEGO Musketeers, falling into the river and dying. Meanwhile, the rest of them are in just sort of like a bridge battle, chaotic type of a fight over here between the Blue Falcon, Black Falcon Knights. I can never remember the faction name. But yeah, that just seems to be like a bridge grind currently going on right there. And that's going to be real, real rough. Oh, we also have some army men over here too, it looks like, who are supporting the LEGO soldiers in sniping some of these orcs over this way too. That's pretty nice. That's good. You love to see a little support from your other armies too. That's always nice. Heading back on over to the Star Wars units, we haven't seen the 212th very much. Is this them? Yes, this is the 212th over here, and they seem to have come in and are now supporting the Death Troopers, which is probably very, very needed, as lots of toadstools and German Wehrmacht soldiers up here are getting killed by the 212th, and also some of the Death Troopers still kicking, still alive. I mean, they've left a very, very messy battlefield in their wake, but finally, the Star Wars units were able to persevere against the World War II units right there. And actually, there's only 2 more of the Mario and World War II units, and they're gone. Mario and World War II are out of the picture. They're the first to die, and they only got 117,000 kills. All right, that is tough to see. That is very, very tough to see. because everybody loves the boy Mario. Alright, now we've got Kriegsmarine as well as Imperial Guardsmen charging forward. I don't know too much about Warhammer. These are the Kriegsmarine, right? Not these guys. These are the Imperial Guardsmen. But these guys, those dudes, they're Kriegsmarine, I think. I could be totally wrong, and if I am, I do apologize. You guys know, if you've seen my videos in the past, I really like the concept of Warhammer, but I'm still very much so a noob when it comes to Warhammer, so I just don't know that much. Either way, it'll be interesting to see. The 212 and the Death Troopers seem to be taking a brief respite, or respite, depends how you pronounce it, I don't really know. So the Kriegsmarine and the Imperial Guardsmen will go charge them, and we'll see that develop, I suppose. Over here, it seems really, really rough for the Knights of Gondor, as well as the Lord of the Rings armies, who are still allied with the Star Wars armies, lest we forget. So we'll see how these guys end up doing here. I think they're going to have a rough time against these guys with those muskets just constantly firing in at them. That is not very nice. No, it's very not good. And over here, the Army Men units, they're still hanging in there, baby. They're still getting some kills on these Spartans and stuff like that, but I mean, it's tough. The teabagging army continues down the bridge, taunting as they go. Really, really devastating to morale for the Army Men, I'm sure. Alright, now let's check it out. Imperial Guardsmen versus 212 and Death Troopers over this way. Oh, and there's also some orcs just yeeting on in there. Very nice. Okay. Well, we'll see how they end up doing. Let's see. The Imperial Guardsmen, well, those were the Kriegsmarines, have 500 health. Imperial Guardsmen have 400 health. That's fairly decent. 212 have 350 health, and then the Death Troopers we've already seen have 1,000 health, but they have to be so very, very close to actually get those hits. So that makes it certainly a little bit rough. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse this for a little bit here and just sort of watch this engagement unfold. Alright guys, so the 212 and the Death Troopers right here have actually been taking care of the Kriegsmarine pretty nicely. They've done a decent job. They definitely took losses in doing so, but they're doing decent, that's for sure. It looks like also there's like a smaller fight on the other side of the mountain over here too, but it's not as big of a deal. And over here, the Lord of the Rings army has just continued its slog. It's continuing it. Why don't we time-lapse this, because I always love a good bridge battle melee, and especially with like the units firing in the background, it's really baller. I'd love to do an entire video like that. That'd be really, really cool. So let's get this going here. Still a lot of units to go through. It's been very slow going, but we have seen the Knights of Gondor take out the Lego Knights slowly but surely, and the real thing that's going to be problematic here is the Spartans have broken through the Army Men and are now working their way towards the Lego boys over here, and they're just gunning down Lego Knights as they try and make their move forward. It's just a slaughter. This is not good. They've also got Kriegsmarine and stuff like that over here, as well as some Spartans coming up against the Knights of Gondor, and the orcs over this way, again, not great. They are getting up there, and they are getting some swings in, which is good, and they're probably doing a little bit of damage, maybe take out a few of them. But ranged units in this almost always defeat melee units at the end of the day. So that will be a little bit tricky. That might be tough. How are the 212th doing? Okay, so we've got 212th presence up on this hillside here, as well as Death Troopers. That's good. We like that a lot. And they're taking on... Oh my god, you can see them teabagging from the very top. They're taking on Spartans, baby. More Spartans coming. So they're fighting those fellers over that way. And then over this way, we've still got more Kriegsmarine and Imperial Guardsmen over here. Just, it's a slugfest at this point. It's going to come down to the Star Wars units versus the Warhammer units. And it seems like the Warhammers and Spartan units have had the easiest paths to victory thus far. They had to go up against the Army Men, which are the weakest range unit. They also had to go up against the Mario units, which are just by far the weakest units imaginable. Meanwhile, the Star Wars units had to go up against World War II units, as well as the Lego units, which are a lot harder than the Army Men units. So I think maybe the Warhammer folks here are just going to end up winning it with the Halo folks. But, I mean, there's still game to be fought. The Star Wars units are still doing good, and they're powerful. They're a powerful bunch. So I'm still going to see what they can do, but it does seem like this will end up being a Warhammer victory. And mere minutes since their arrival, the Spartans and the Kriegsmarine have nearly wiped out the Knights of Gondor here. They're getting absolutely toasted. The Orcs are absolutely toasted, and then the Lego soldiers also struggling big time. Big time. Look at this. They crest over the hill and they just get shot down. And random Kriegsmarine over here, he's very far from home. The rest of the Kriegsmarine are like all the way over that way. It's kind of funny. But yeah, this is just a slaughter, a mass rout, if you will. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse this. And there you have it. The Lego army's gone. Lord of the Rings army gone. It's all up to Star Wars now, but it seems like it's too large of a deficit at this point. We do have a massive land invasion over here from Star Wars units, and they're all going over this way and working on these guys. I think, honestly, at peak performance, Death Trooper 212 versus the Spartans and the Warhammer units, I genuinely believe Star Wars would win. I mean, just judging by the battles between Star Wars and those, the Star Wars units do seem to be winning, but the Warhammer and Halo units honestly had a way easier start. They had a way easier start, and that is why the Star Wars units are so withered now. The World War II units honestly butchered the Star Wars units big time. And so now it's becoming very, very difficult for the Star Wars units to win. Let's just do a massive overhead time-lapse here. The light units on the ground are Star Wars units. The black units are the Warhammer and Halo units. I think it's over for Star Wars, but at least they can go out fighting. Alright guys, and that's pretty much it. There's still 8 Star Wars units or Lord of the Rings units out there, but I think they must be glitched somewhere because they ain't dying. Oh, one did just die. Interesting. Okay, well, either way, it's Jover. So guys, thank you so much for watching another one of these videos. If you did enjoy, please be sure to hit that like button. And there we go, there it is. They stopped moving, so I think it truly is Jover. Nope, there's still 5 Star Wars units left alive, so I don't know. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. See you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.